The next part is the activities section. It's lessons plans 4 through 6. The activities sections, the activities I've planned for the class. At the beginning of the class, I will show a picture of a blank flower, allowing the students time to see the flowers and begin to brainstorm and see what the students already know about the different parts of the flower. I will, in an explanation, I will inform the students that today we'll be identifying the parts of the flower, and that they will be able to explain the different parts of the flower and what the parts are used for. In the modeling section, I will explain to the students of each identifying parts of the flower. During the identifying each part, I will go through and explain to the students what each part does and what it maintains. For example, is this a part of the pistil, or does it have to do with the reproductive system, or just something along those lines? During the guided practice, while asking the students questions and seeing what they know, I will inform the students of the flower parts and what it does for the flower, and why the flower needs that certain part to survive. I will then inform the students to think of questions that can relate back to the picture of the flower. For example, does the flower, how does it reproduce? That type of stuff. Well, the answer is by pollen. The bees transport the pollen over. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. In the independent practice, I will pass out blank pictures of the flower, of the same identical flower, and to each student, and let them practice labeling and explaining the different parts of the flower. The students will do this individually. When the students get done filling in their flowers, they will all give me their pictures and diagrams, and and I will assess their work from there. And then they will report back to class, and we'll go over that as a group. I've chosen these activities I've chosen these activities because each student will be able to understand the different parts of the flower. During the explanation of the class session, the students will begin to completely and fully understand the parts of the flower. During the modeling, the students will be able to comprehend the parts of the flower. During the guided practice, the students will begin to fully understand the parts, and then during the identify, the students will be finally able to identify each part. The materials that the students will need for the class session, I'll need an overhead projector screen to show the blank picture of the flower, so I can help them identify. I'll need a dry erase markers to write in the blank spaces to show which part identifies, and the students will need pencils for the independent practice. I've chosen these materials because I believe it enhances the student's ability to learn the different parts of the flower and able to understand the different parts while identifying them. I'll need the overhead projector because I feel it's the best way for me to teach the students of the different flower parts. I need the dry erase in case I misspell a word or make some type of mistake where I can easily erase it. And the students need their pencils so they can fill out their own diagram of the flower. Let's scroll down a little bit. How do I plan to evaluate the student learning of this content? I will evaluate the learning of the student of this lesson by having the students fill out the blank piece of paper at the end of the class session. I'll give them a blank picture of a similar flower and have them fill out the different parts, just so they don't get it's gonna look similar, but it's not gonna be the same. Their pictures will be evaluated by me throughout throughout the entire lesson, I'll be asking the students to explain the different parts of the class, of the different classes. Or I'm sorry, I'll have the students explain the different parts of the flower. I will do this. I'll do this to make sure each student is actively engaged throughout the entire lesson. So I'll be asking them all kinds of questions about the different flowers to use to see what their stance is on the knowledge of the flower. I have chosen this type of evaluation because I believe it allows me to completely evaluate each of the students' progress with the flower. By doing this, I'll be able to lead them into the next section of the learning process of life science. And thank you.